Hey Dad, can we watch like a huge movie out here tonight?
Oh, I totally can do that. Just give me a few minutes. Let's get started! Now everything you see here is the Soundcore Nebula X1 Pro. This is an awesome all-in-one home theater system. A huge thank you to Nebula for sponsoring this video. All thoughts and opinions are my own. It has been so awesome to be able to test out this incredible system. In just a few minutes, going from nothing to an incredible home theater system in our front yard was really awesome, and it did not take much time at all. Now, this system is very simple to get set up. Now, do make sure that you get this plugged in, updated and everything before you try and play anything. It does have this awesome pump that can then get it pumped up. I think 5 minutes is all it takes to get it pumped up. Not final design on the projector screen, but very simple, really cool, and super huge. So love how all of this is in one. Now, this is a Kickstarter project right now. You can either just get the all-in-one theater station, the Nebula X1 Pro, or you can get a combo where it has both of these together. But let's go ahead and talk about what is built into here and how this is operating. This is the world's first mobile home theater station. It has a 4K laser projector as well as 7.1.4 spatial surround sound, which is so cool that it's all built into this one package. Now, to get this set up, all you need to do is plug it in with this one simple cable. You just need power, so that is required, and then you can get this working. Now, make sure you have it plugged in inside for a bit before you start, because you do need to charge up the wireless speakers that are built into here. I love how simple it is, and then when you open this up, you see that awesome 4K laser projector, and this is able to automatically adapt to the wall that you put it in front of. It can adjust, it can go up and down, this rotates, moves, and then you also have the keystone features built into the projector that you can easily adjust it for. Now, it's awesome that it has this compact luggage-like design with the handle and the wheels, and everything makes it very portable. Now, I love that inside you have the remote here that you can easily grab. There you have the microphones, but on the top you also have a full remote here. So you have this little dial that you can go left and right, you have back buttons, and then you even have battery levels over here. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Now here, bright daylight makes the image look kind of faint, but that's normal with any projector during the day. And holding down the focus button, I can get to all of the screen adjustment settings. There we go. The sun is setting, so it's going to be much better now to talk about this awesome projector screen. So this has 3,500 ANSI lumens, so a very bright screen. It was much brighter than the other projector I tested out, and it was so bright when we used this outside. Even when we were outside, there is a street lamp that was really bright, but this had plenty of power to have a very nice looking screen. Now, there are a bunch of specs on the projector itself. I'm not an expert in this, but some of the things it says, it has great color at 110% Rec 2020. Not exactly sure what that means, but that's like the color profile, all colors looking really sharp and crisp on this. Now, one of the great specs about this is it is Dolby Vision. So any video that supports that is going to look really, really nice. We've been watching all kinds of things. We're watching The Lion King from Disney Plus, and this looked perfect. Now, as soon as I put this projector on and open Netflix and other things like that, it said, hey, do you want to upgrade to the 4K? And I was like, what? I haven't been on 4K. So now on a 4K projector, these videos are looking so sharp and clean, and I love how the autofocus is able to get very, very sharp. If at all you want to adjust it, you can easily go and do that, but makes it so the image is very sharp. Let's go ahead and check out some awesome color on the wall. Now, I know this is just the screensaver, but check out the detail and the quality of this color. Now, even if I zoom in here, this isn't looking like a projector screen anymore. That looks pretty great. Let's test some movies. Taking a look here at Elemental, you can just see how these colors pop. The sharp edges on these movies always look so good, and then you have the blending of the red here and the blue. This is a very nice looking picture. Now, a few other specs. This has a 5001 contrast ratio and a 56,000 to 1 dynamic contrast. So that's how deep the colors are able to go. So here, as we are looking at Toy Story, the scene that's a little darker, you can still see everything is working great without any gradient pixelation or anything like that. It still looks high quality, even in dark scenes. This has Nebula Master 2.0 image processing engine. Now I mentioned before, but this has really high brightness. So even when you were watching this outdoor, here is what this looked like as we were watching it on the projector in the front yard. Again, there is a light really close by, but you can see how bright and vibrant this still was. Now it's hard to get my exposure right on the camera with everything else, but in real life, overall, the colors on this looked very bright and vibrant. Love how it looks. Now for one of the classic scenes where you would want to have a high contrast projector, here we have really bright and really dark all in the same scene. And this is doing a fabulous job evening those out and making this look very sharp and enjoyable to watch. Now here in the picture modes, there are a bunch of options. Down here we have that picture mode for the Nebula Master, which is looking great, but you do have all kinds of other options if you want to really customize what this looks like. So here, as you click on it, you can see it quickly adjust there, and lots of profiles there. But here we have the iris level. Now the iris is a mechanical diaphragm that is able to adjust the amount of light passing through the lens. So this is going to reduce or adjust the brightness. Here we're at auto. We can set that to maximum, high, and let's go down to low. So depending on what you prefer, sometimes looking at a TV screen is hard on my eyes, so I love a projector where it's not putting off as much light, and you can even customize that further. So here we're at the minimum, let's go to maximum, and it takes a second to adjust, but there you can see just how bright that has become, and then you have all kinds of other customizable settings as well. Let's focus on the speaker system that we have here. So once it's plugged in, I can simply push this button and then these speakers pull right out. So cool, automatically does that. Now this is using a FlexWave system, so it can automatically adjust the speaker location to have the best sound in your room. Now for a true 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos surround sound system, you need to have a lot of speakers. So the 7 is how many are facing directly towards you. So in the rear speakers, they each have one forward facing speaker. On the right and left, they both have 2 speakers. So one of them's kind of your right, one of them's your left, and then the ones in the middle would be considered like your center channel. And then inside this, there is actually one more speaker that is pushing sound out of the sides. So that's your 7th speaker. And then the 0.1 is the subwoofer, which that can be found right here on the back. You see that nice massive subwoofer that's there to really pump the bass into the room. And then the 0.4 is for your Dolby Atmos up-firing speakers. So each of these speakers have an up-firing speaker. So there's one on the top of the rears, and then there's one on the top of the right and left speakers. So that is how you have the 7.1.4 Dolby surround sound. This does sound really good. So now let's set this up, put it in the configuration, and try out FlexWave. Now that it has located the speakers, you have the option to preview it. So you can come in here, it's gonna play a song, and you can easily push the focus button to disable it and enable it to see what that sounds like. And you can really tell that it's kind of fine tuning where that is going. Then you also have the option to adjust the listening sweet spot. So I can come in here, and as it's playing that song, I can then move the little orange dot there where I'm sitting so that wherever that is, it's going to be the best. Now, so what's crazy about this is it's showing the speakers a little bit unaligned, and that's exactly how my system is. That's actually really cool. I'm sitting right over here, so that's going to be the best position for the seat. Now that we have FlexWave set up, all of those speakers are directly pointed where I am sitting. So we have 14 total drivers sending that sound toward me from all the satellite speakers, as well as right here from the X1 Pro. And then we have that bass, which is really great. I'm gonna go ahead and do some listening, see how this sounds. And let's go ahead and do a test with another projector that I have that is pretty high in sound quality. And you know, there's not too much comparison when you have so many speakers, but I say we give it a shot.
Stand by.
All right, so I've been testing out my speaker over here. This is the latest one I have in my home. Sounds good if you are right in front of it. To the side, the profile is pretty flat because it's only one direction speaker coming out here. But if you're behind it, you're not hearing much of that little bass. Not the best surround sound from a projector, that's for sure. Let's try out the Soundcore Nebula X1 Pro.
Stand by.
All right, there with the much more surround sound, that sounded great from all different sides, hearing the sound, much more bass, way more into the video. Now, one other thing between these two, this is much brighter and I'm able to have a much bigger screen at the same distance. Now let's listen to how these speakers sound. Everybody feel it come around with the rhythm, this is how everybody get down. When we give it to you, everybody feel it come around with the rhythm, this is how everybody get down. Everybody feel it come around with the rhythm, this is how everybody get down. Everybody feel it come around with the rhythm, this is how everybody get down. Now, listening through each one of those speakers, the fronts have a really good projection sound. The bass, when you're right there, you can really feel it. And then the rears, not too much playing there when it's music, but had a nice background. When we're watching movies, those sound great. You know, you can totally hear different things moving all the way back there. And as we've had movie night in here, it's been so fun. Even outside, we've done a few movies outside as well. And hearing it is very loud. The whole neighborhood could come, welcomes all the neighbor kids, and they come and watch as well. So it's been great, and you have that crisp clarity outside as well. And it can be turned up very loud. That was one of my concerns. Will the sound just go away? But it kept that sound profile outside, keeping us inside that little bubble. You know, you have some that falls off, but you can turn it up and have plenty of sound out there. Now, I mentioned earlier, you can use this even if it is not center on the wall. So let's go ahead and move it over here. See, it's a little angled, but then you have the automatic adjustment that can automatically change for the wall. So in here, I can go into Spatial Adaptation, and then I can have it automatically adjust based on the wall that you have. So first it's doing a little scan of the wall. And there, just like that, it was able to position it perfectly so that it is now a great viewing angle for us here in the room. And so here you can see the projector is all the way over here. I'm right in front of the screen and is still lined up perfectly. So here under the projector settings, we can do the spatial adaptation that we just did, but then we have spatial recall, so we can create new spaces that will then recall. We can instantly have it go back there as well. If you did have to do some fine tuning, that's really nice that you have that option to quickly adjust where it was before. And here you can go in and do more fine tuning, so we can do some zoom in or we can do zoom out. And I love how this is an optical zoom until you get to so small, then it goes to digital, but that means you're gonna have the full resolution at no matter what size you do it. So you can kind of see the outside of the screen is growing to have that perfect fit, keeping the quality top notch. I just found you can push the focus button a second time to go to this quick focus and keystone option. That's cool. Sometimes it's just nice to quickly do it manually. And this is just on the little joystick on top of the projector. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is this does run on the Google TV platform. So tons of apps available. This has Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime. Those are main ones we use, but everything that you need on your smart TV is available on here. And then here at the top, you can see that the speakers will show the battery life that they have and that they are connected. The battery life is 8 hours long on the speakers, and the whole system is 400 watts, 107 decibel powerful output. And then there at the bottom, we have the 2 AI voice remotes. Now, after watching a few different movies on this, I don't think I've done a very good job of explaining how good this looks. The clarity is very crisp, sharp, colors look very natural, and it just pops off the screen. I think this has the best quality picture I have seen in a projector here, and then it's so portable, which is amazing. And then that sound quality. Now with the kids, I don't turn it up too loud, but I was just doing some testing and turning this up. It sounds so good. I was at 50% volume, fills the entire room here, and just sounds great. Now, what could you do if you have an awesome sound system with an awesome video picture? Well, you might want to do some karaoke. Now, maybe this isn't your thing, but check this out. Okay, this comes with 2 Microphones, they're wireless. They do have USB-C ports on the bottom here to power them up, but is what you can do if you're watching a lyrical video, you can push this button and it will take the singers out of the sound and you just hear the music, and you can have your own karaoke machine with this. So you can play whatever's on YouTube up here, and then you can have a karaoke party with this. Let's try it. So here's how this goes. I have my music playing. All right, it's got sound and everything, vocals. Right here we have a little light blue light. So that's indicating the music is going to play normal. So then if I push the little AI voice button right here, it changes to an orange, and it has now removed most of the vocals. And then if I push it again, it's going to turn red and remove all the vocals. Like, you can't hear them at all, that's crazy. So turn it on. Medium. Barely there. And then red all the way gone. So now you can go ahead and have your own karaoke machine and sing your heart out, which is awesome. Now, of course, this also can be used as a PA system. So nice that it's portable. Plug it in, set up your speakers, and now you have 2 wireless mics with a 50-meter range. And this has very low latency at 15 milliseconds. So this is great for wherever you need to take loud sound and you speaking through it. Now, let me show you how to do lyric videos on YouTube Music. So here in YouTube on the TV, we're gonna go to music on the side, and now I just need to find a song I want to play. And of course the music is going to start playing, they would be singing in it. Now this is a lyrical video, so there's gonna be lyrics on screen, but maybe you wanna find a karaoke version, you could do that. But there's a cool option here in YouTube that some of the videos have. So if I go over here and go to the display button right there, but here I have the lyrics. So instead of watching the video with the lyrics, I can come in here, play the song, and there it's showing the lyrics on the side. So as you hear it, you see the words and you can sing along with it. So it's almost like a built-in karaoke machine with YouTube Music. I think this is such a fun way to be able to utilize the Soundcore Nebula X1 Pro. Now, how else could you make this fun? Well, there's even more options. So built in, you of course have all kinds of apps and fun things you can do. On the back, you do have a port where you can do HDMI. You can plug in other drives and things. So there is a media player on this where you can watch your own movies on the go. If you don't have a good internet connection, that's great that that has that option. Gaming consoles work really well on this. And then any other streaming device or laptop, like I mentioned earlier, that you could plug into here. And of course, you have the option for the 200-inch inflatable screen. So this makes it so much fun. On a nice night, you can blow up the projector screen. It only takes a little bit of time. You can then put the speakers on and boom, you then have the most fun experience you can have on a Friday or Saturday night, hanging out with the family, the neighborhood, everyone get together. You know, you can figure out how to put the game on there. I've done many outdoor movies and every time it's like, what are the speakers? You know, somebody brings a little sound bar and yeah, that doesn't project more than a few feet. So these are able to do much better, much larger area. And the fact that it's all wireless. So as I mentioned earlier, in this room, never having a surround sound system because there's wires, it's not gonna happen. But here, I can easily pull it out. We've got all the speakers here. And then when I'm done, the cleanup is so quick. That's the other part, because having something that's so fun, so big is great, but I'm usually the one cleaning up and it's gonna take forever. But being able to use the pump to then suck all the air out of the inflatable screen was very quick and easy to do. Then you just need to pull all the different speakers, put the legs away, snap it in, unplug the power cord, and you have your roll-away, portable, mobile, home theater system all right here. So convenient, so easy to do, really one of the best things I've ever had in the home. We have been enjoying it in so many different ways. So if you want to pick up your own Soundcore Nebula X1 Pro, they are doing a Kickstarter right now. The retail price is $4,999, but the early bird special for it is $2,999. Now I know there's also a bundle that you can get, so definitely head over there and pick one of these up. This is gonna be such a fun thing to have around for many years to come. If you have any other further questions about the X1 Pro, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll leave that link down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.